So what's up, y'all? I'm shooting this on an iPhone 16 Pro. I'm normally in my little ghetto little studio setup at home, but me shooting this in the car using iPhone 16 Pro. I'm going to use the audio mix feature microphone to see how good the audio quality is with this. I've already done a test like this in a previous video, but since we're doing a 4-month review, why not just do the whole talking head portion with the iPhone 16 Pro. I got some notes right here, y'all, so I'm gonna be looking down a little bit. But this phone is extremely snappy. I have no problems getting in and out of apps or anything. No lag, no stutter. That 120 hertz Pro Motion display is wonderful. And while it's doing that, it's running very cool. The battery is lasting me all day. I leave my house around 7 a.m. every morning. I get home around 5:30 p.m. I normally have about 25% when I get home, and I throw that bad boy on the charger as soon as I get ready. I don't have to rush to throw it on the charger. Now, once I get it on the charger, whether I'm using MagSafe or I'm plugging it into a 45-watt power brick, it'll take about an hour and 45 minutes to charge both ways. So whether it's wireless or wired, it take about an hour and 45 minutes to charge. I've tested both. Now, speaking of charging, one thing I really like is you can use your iPhone 16 Pro to charge your AirPods. Now let's talk about the speakers on this bad boy. Now I'm coming from the 13 Pro. When I had the 13 Pro, if I was in my car and my phone didn't want to connect to CarPlay, or I was in this work truck and I want to listen to something on YouTube, I always had to have AirPods in. The speakers are so good on the iPhone 16 Pro that I can just play my YouTube video without using my AirPods. Now, as far as Apple Intelligence, I wasn't too hype about this in the first place, but so far for me, it's been a miss. I don't think there's a single standout feature that I use a lot with Apple Intelligence.
Hey Siri, what can you actually do?
Here are some things you can try.
I'm good. Same stuff you've been doing.
If I had to pick a feature that I really like, it would be the visual intelligence. Even that is a little goofy sometimes. I tried to take a picture and identify the Apple Magic Mouse. And when I went to search, it said it was shades. This is Apple's own product. Visual intelligence can identify Apple's own product. I thought that was kind of funny. Now, one thing I really like with the 16 Pro that I didn't have, I know the Dynamic Island has been out for 3 years, but I didn't have it on my 13 Pro. I love the Dynamic Island. I mentioned in another video that I use it a lot for the timer, but I also use Apple Maps a lot, and I like the fact that I know what my next turn is without having to open Apple Maps. So I really like that feature of the Dynamic Island. One subtle update, and I don't know which phone they changed this on, but with the 13 Pro, if you use Siri, it would cancel out whatever you had on in the background. But I noticed with the 16 Pro, if I activate Siri and I got media playing in the background, it'll just silence it a little bit, but it'll keep it playing. So I really like that feature. And the camera on this bad boy, I did a whole video on the iPhone 16 Pro camera. The camera is amazing. I use the camera sometimes for the B-roll shots. Also, I use my mirrorless camera, so I'm going back and forth between the two. Sometimes it's nice to be able to shoot B-roll and send it straight to my MacBook, so I like that factor of the iPhone 16 Pro. I would like to say I use the camera control button a lot, so I'm gonna throw that in there. As far as the cons of the phone, I'm not gonna put the Apple Intelligence as a con because I had no expectations of that, but Apple Mail has been terrible for me. For the first time ever, I've had to download the Yahoo Mail native app because my mail comes like 12 hours, 24 hours later, and it's important mail that I'm waiting on. One time I'm waiting on mail from I stayed up to about 2 in the morning just to find out the next morning, and I had already got that mail. Apple just didn't deliver it. And it doesn't matter whether I change the fetch or the push. It don't matter what mail settings I do, it's just delays.
And this is important for anybody that like to shoot videos with their phone using a tripod. The camera control button will definitely be in a way from centering your phone on any type of phone clip that's attached to your tripod. On top of that, you lose access to the camera control button.
The only other con that I have, and this was also a con back in the summer in beta, which I would expect, and that was beta on the iPhone 13 Pro. Sometimes when I open Files app, it just goes straight black. I don't know why it's still doing that. Now, overall, I really love this phone. If I had to go back and I had a choice to not spend the money to get this phone, I would still get it. This is a good phone. It is more buggy than any iPhone I've ever had, but it's a great phone, man. I love how snappy it is. The battery life is amazing. I'm not scrambling for chargers throughout the day. It runs cool. I game a lot on these phones, and the games run great. It doesn't make the phone heat up. That might be one point I should have said earlier in the video. But the gaming on this phone is amazing. With the gaming mode, it's great. And I know the gaming mode is on all the phones, but this phone with gaming is spectacular. But that's all I got for y'all. Stay blessed, not stressed. Pray more, not less. I'm out.